The reversal of time as a hidden power that was never written in the prophecy created a disturbance not just in the hearts of those who watched, but in the very essence of reality itself from the beginning. Every chosen figure had been mapped out by prophecy, their lives foretold in whispers and sacred writings, their powers documented through signs and omens. Yet in this case, something had emerged that no scripture, no oracle, no sacred ritual had accounted for. The chosen one was not only marked by divine purpose, but now carried within their being a force that rewrote the order of life itself. Time, which binds all living creatures, was bending in ways unseen. The body of the chosen one grew younger, shedding years instead of adding them, as if the essence of age had chosen to flow in reverse. This reversal was not merely a physical transformation, it carried implications that shook the understanding of destiny. How could a prophecy hold true if the very foundation of existence, time, no longer obeyed its laws? At first, many thought it was an illusion, a trick of the senses, something that would correct itself. But as days turned into weeks, the truth became undeniable. The chosen one's hair darkened from strands of gray to its youthful luster. Their skin tightened, their bones strengthened, their steps became lighter. What once was fatigue turned into renewed vigor, and each morning brought not the weariness of age, but the strange exhilaration of youth returned. The elders feared what they witnessed, for if the sacred prophecies had been silent about this, then it meant something even more mysterious was unfolding, something outside of what had been ordained. If time itself could be reversed within the chosen one, then who could say what other secrets lay hidden, unspoken, or forgotten? The power of aging backwards did not just alter the body, it disrupted the balance between expectation and reality. The chosen one was meant to walk through trials, grow older with wisdom, and face the ultimate destiny at the appointed time. Now, with every passing day, that destiny seemed to slip further away, replaced by questions that no scroll could answer. Was this a gift, granting more time than others to fulfill the mission? Or was it a curse, a sign that the path had shifted into uncharted territory? Those around them wondered if the prophecies were incomplete, if the scribes of old had known more than they had written, if secrets had been kept from mortal eyes. Perhaps this reversal of time was a hidden power meant to remain undiscovered until the moment came when destiny itself required an entirely new form of strength. The chosen one stood at the heart of this unfolding mystery, carrying within them a secret that not even the heavens had revealed. The power of reversing time was not just a marvel, it was a crack in the structure of fate, a clue that what lay ahead was greater, stranger, and more demanding than anything foretold. The fear and confusion of the chosen one as they lose trust in destiny and question their purpose grew heavier with each passing day. What began as subtle changes are wrinkled, smoothing away a fatigue replaced by renewed strength soon became undeniable. The chosen one could no longer dismiss it as coincidence or miracle, for their body was unraveling time itself. Every glance in the mirror revealed a younger version staring back, and with each transformation came a deeper sense of dread. If the prophecy had spoken of trials, battles, and sacrifice, why had it not spoken of this? If destiny was a map, then this reversal of time was a path not marked, not drawn, not written in any vision. The silence of the heavens echoed louder than any voice, And in that silence, the chosen one began to wonder if they had been abandoned by the very power that had chosen them. Fear seeped into their heart, not just of what was happening, but of what it meant. If they were truly the one called to fulfill the prophecy, then why were they experiencing something outside its design? Every elder, every sage, every priest they turned to could offer only blank stares and whispers of uncertainty. This was not in the scriptures, they said. This was not in the scrolls, nor in the chants of the ancients. Some began to doubt whether the chosen one was indeed who they claimed to be, or if this strange reversal was a sign of deception. Such doubts stung deeply, for the chosen one had already carried the burden of isolation, of sacrifice, of responsibility that none could understand. Now, to be questioned, to be suspected, and even feared by those who once believed in them created a shadow heavier than any enemy. Confusion clouded every thought. Perhaps the prophecy was wrong, perhaps the vision of destiny was incomplete, or perhaps they were never truly the chosen one to begin with, but merely a vessel for something else, something unexplainable. The purpose that once guided their every step now wavered, fragile and uncertain, like a flame struggling in the wind. What if the path ahead was no longer about saving others, but instead about unraveling a mystery no one had anticipated? What if their fate was no longer to fulfill the prophecy, but to expose its flaws? The questions never stopped, and answers never came. The fear became more than just a private burden. It began to shape their very identity. Every moment they grew younger. They felt the distance between themselves and the destiny they once knew. How could they fight battles meant for warriors seasoned by age and wisdom when their body was reversing into that of youth? How could they face sacrifices that required maturity when time stripped it away? The prophecy had promised glory through endurance and growth, yet what they experienced felt like a betrayal of every promise written. The chosen one, once confident in their mission, now stood at a crossroads of uncertainty, carrying the crushing weight of a purpose they no longer trusted. The revelation that aging backwards is not a mistake, but a secret key to a greater mission. Beyond the prophecy came slowly, like the lifting of a veil that had long hidden the truth. At first, every sign of reverse time felt like chaos, a distortion that threatened to unravel everything written about the chosen one. Yet, in the midst of fear, doubt, and unanswered questions, subtle hints began to surface. The chosen one noticed that their backward aging was not random. It carried patterns, rhythms, and quiet messages embedded in each transformation. When their body grew younger, memories once buried in childhood began to resurface with clarity. Forgotten instincts returned with power, and senses sharpened in ways beyond normal human capacity. What seemed like a disruption was, in truth, unlocking layers of existence that no prophecy had dared to reveal. The more they paid attention, the more they began to understand. This reversal was not working against destiny, but moving them toward a different dimension of it, one that had been hidden, unspoken, perhaps even deliberately kept from human knowledge. Prophecies were never meant to contain the fullness of divine plans. They were glimpses, fragments, and shadows of a much greater truth. To age backwards was not a mistake but a design, a secret passageway into power that no one would suspect, not even the enemies waiting to strike. By becoming younger, the chosen one could defy expectation, walk unseen through timelines, and retrieve forgotten wisdom stored in the earliest stages of life itself. What humanity saw as regression was, in fact, a return to the very origin of creation, where truth had not yet been tainted by corruption. As this realization grew clearer, the fear that once plagued the chosen one began to shift into it. They saw how every year shed was a step deeper into purity, into strength unbound by the weight of age. It was not about losing wisdom, but about merging wisdom with the vitality of youth, creating a harmony no ordinary being could possess. Prophecy had spoken of trials and battles, but it had never revealed the tools. And perhaps this was why the reversal of time was too powerful to be written plainly, too dangerous if known too soon. And so it had been hidden, reserved for the moment when the chosen one could discover it for themselves. This secrecy itself was proof of its importance. With each day that passed, the chosen one began to notice how enemies could not predict their movements, how obstacles that once seemed impossible now became pathways, how even the spiritual realm reacted differently to the force of reversed time flowing through their body. This was more than defiance of prophecy. It was a rewriting of it, an expansion beyond the scrolls and visions of the past. The backward aging was the unveiling of a higher purpose, a mission that went beyond saving one era or one people, stretching into the very fabric of existence itself. And so, chosen one, what once appeared as a curse, a disruption, a flaw in the prophecy has revealed itself as something greater on unspoken truth, a hidden key that destiny could never write in words. The reversal of time was never a mistake, but a design beyond human comprehension, placed within you to carry out a mission far more profound than what was foretold, while the world looked to the prophecy for answers. You became the answer that prophecy itself could not contain. Every moment of confusion, every whisper of doubt, every fear that grew in your heart was preparing you to see what others could not, to walk a path that others could never imagine. You are not here to fit within the lines of a prophecy. You are here to expand it, to fulfill a calling that exists beyond the boundaries of destiny itself. To all of you listening, remember this. Sometimes the greatest purpose is not the one written in the stars, but the one hidden in the silence between them. Trust that what feels unfamiliar may be the very sign that you are